Hello, viewers, and welcome to another video or edition of Chemistry Lessons on Fauzan Harun channel. Today we are going to continue where we left off the last time, and we are going to treat a topic called the mole. The mole and Avogadro's constant. Avogadro's constant. The mole and Avogadro's constant. That is what we are going to treat today. The mole and Avogadro's constant. The mole, as you are aware, is the amount of substance which contains as many particles as there are carbon atoms in 12 grams of carbon 12. The mole is the amount of substance which contains as many particles as there are carbon atoms in 12 grams of carbon 12. So, in other words, when you have 12 grams of carbon 12 in one atom, it is equal to 1 mole. The particles which are elementary units or particulate entities of matter can be atoms, molecules, ions, formula units, or electrons. Particles under consideration here can be ion, molecules, atoms, or electrons, etc. And we are going to define, we finish defining by the moles. The moles, the amount of substance, which contains as many particles as there are in 12 grams of carbon 12. And so Avogadro's constant is defined as the number of particles in 1 mole of a solution of a substance. Avogadro's constant is the number of particles in 1 mole of solution. Avogadro's constant. Is the number of particles in 1 mole of a solution. Mathematically, L is equals to 6.02 times 10 to the exponent 23 entities or particles. Remember, as I told you, the particles can be ions, molecules, atoms, or electrons. So this is the value of Avogadro's constant. Those of you who are familiar with the topic in chemistry. Those of you who are familiar with the values. So this, and so since a mole of a substance contains particles as they are in 12 grams of carbon 12, Avogadro's constant can also be defined as the number of atoms in 12 grams of carbon 12. So Avogadro's constant can also be defined as the number of atoms in 12 grams of carbon 12. Why we are making emphasis with 12 grams of carbon 12 is 12 grams carbon 12 is equal to 1 atom always. So you see that in the definition, we're almost making emphasis with 12 grams of carbon 12. So if you say 12 grams of carbon 12, it's the same as 1 atom carbon 12. So in this case, 2 atoms of carbon 12 will give you 24 grams, twice of that. So that is the scenario we are painting here. So we also have another relationship here. Particles in 1 mole, particles in 1 mole is equal to, express an equivalence, that's equivalent relationship of Avogadro's constant. Avogadro's constant has equivalence, Avogadro's constant. Also, this also has equivalence number of atoms in 12 grams carbon 12. So particles in 1 mole is equal to Avogadro's constant, equal to, so equivalence number of atoms in 12 grams of carbon 12 of carbon 12. Therefore, 1 mole of a substance contains 6.02 times 10 to the exponent 23 particles. That's what it implies. That is what it implies. So we have, hence the number of atoms in 12 grams of carbon 12, as I told you already, is what? 6.02 times 10 to the exponent 23. However, we should note that, however, we should note that 1 mole of oxygen gas contains 6.02. 1 mole oxygen gas, 1 mole oxygen gas contains 6.02 times 10 to the exponent 23 atoms or particles. 23, sorry, molecules, sorry, because O2 shows that, telling you that it is molecules, not an atom. Molecules. Hence, from this relationship, 1 mole of oxygen atom contains 6.02 times 10 to the exponent 23 atoms. So get the difference. 1 mole O2 oxygen gas contains 6.02 times 10 to the exponent 23 oxygen molecules, and then 1 mole oxygen atom contains 6.02 times 10 to the exponent 23 atoms. That's the number of particulate atoms it contains. So in this case, it's also the number of particulate molecules it contains. It contains, because the particles, as I told you, can be ion, atoms, molecules, or electrons, or anything that you can think of relative to this discussion. Not anything, please, anything out of this 4 relative which makes sense. Can't be that. Okay, so far, let's try and pause here, and we'll continue in the next video. Thank you very much.